Greetings all, welcome back to Just Playing Crypto. Today we're going to have a little fun. Hope you guys are all out there making money, those of you who are currently invested in the markets a bit, because the markets, they be a good. They be real good today. As you can take a look, Bitcoin up 6%, Ethereum 6%, Binance Coin, even Dogecoin. Dogecoin is up 7%. Uniswap 11%, Litecoin. Internet computer, 14%. Yeah, everybody's in the green here. DAI, which you see is in the red, that's a stable coin. So those are going to go up or down by point something percent. Just to, and Tether also is a stable coin. So everything is looking good today, which lets everybody know how strong the market is, because we have some what do they call it, legislation going on, you know, where you want to put a bill in to fix potholes in the street as a major infrastructure bill, and then we're going to tack on a whole bunch of stuff dealing with cryptocurrencies. So that's what's currently going on. That the market, in my opinion, if it wasn't very strong, wouldn't be doing as well as it is. And just how good is the market doing? Well, in Bitcoin's case, we'll look over the last month. So in the last 3 weeks, since July 18th here, it was at $29,700. You would have invested there $1,000. Today it's at $46,000, which is a 35% gain in 3 weeks. Crypto moves quick. And you know, it could go down tomorrow by 10%, 15%, or go back down to 38,000 or something, right? And people will be, oh no, the sky is falling. It fell down to 38,000. And it's like, well, if you bought in at 29,000, who really cares? Again, people, the time in the market is way more important than trying to time the ups and downs. In cryptocurrency, it moves too fast to try and do that, and it's very there isn't any real indicators that let you know what the market is going to do, unlike the stock markets that do have more regular cycles in a stock market. And it's also, you know, it's a 9 to 5 game. I don't know how that works. It's like 9 to 5 you can trade the stocks. Crypto is a 24/7 thing, so even though everything is just peachy keen in good old America, USA, you know, maybe they have some problems in Asia, or maybe they have some problems in Africa or something that would affect the price during the times when you might be sleeping. You never know. It's a global thing, decentralized global deal. So today, we're going to have a little fun. I still have a lot of videos to do about, you know, learning about cryptocurrency, why it's important for people to try and gain their little piece of financial freedom for the future here, to own their own money, own their own stuff, be their own bank. It's going to be very important, as everybody wants to try and push their own Federal Reserve crypto coin and all of these things that are very, very bad for people, in my opinion. And speaking of opinions, we'll just bring up the old "I'm not a financial advisor" thing. Okay, what I'm saying is my opinions, and this is the way that I go about investing in crypto, and these are my ideas on cryptocurrency. And I will say that it has done very well for me thus far. But what we're going to do today, guys, is I'm going to show you an application, and there are many of these out there, where you can pretend to invest crypto and keep track of the portfolio over time. And it's a very easy way to see what your profits are, your losses are, and how good you'd be doing had you invested. Also, with these applications, I'm using coinstats.app. I'll put a link in the description to it. Also, this is good for just keeping track of your portfolio. It's what it's designed for, your actual portfolio. The problem that I have in there is the kind of the security issue, where they want to know you have the option to link up your actual wallets to it or your actual exchange, and it's like, don't do that. Use a different email address for this than you use on your Coinbase or your Kraken account or your Binance account, and keep it separate. But what this allows you to do is you can check it on your phone. You can check it wherever you're at. You could check it at work, right? And it has no actual bearing on your actual finances. But you can quickly check it without having to log into Coinbase and Kraken and all these things where you have to go through your security hoops to keep it secure, right? You don't want to log into your Coinbase at work, right? You don't want to log into that stuff. But you could log into CoinStats and keep an eye on your portfolio. So what I have up here is I'm doing, I'll do a video on dollar cost averaging and what that is a little bit later. But what we're going to do here is say you have $1,000 that you can invest. You don't need the $1,000 to pay your rent, okay? When I talk about investing, I'm talking about money that you can put away and you don't need to touch it right away. All right, so we're just going to start with $1,000, a very modest amount. And I did this last night around midnight. So it's Monday today. Every Monday, we will add $100 to these portfolios. Now, I have two portfolios here, as you can see. This is a DCA, dollar cost averaging, example, good. And then I have dollar cost averaging, example, bad. Now, the difference between the two, on the good side, the tokens that I have selected are ones that if I'm not personally invested in, they're ones that I would be invested in if I had more money. Most of my liquid stuff is actually invested in the market because the prices were too good. The prices were too good. Trying to find everything I could possibly sell and scrape up money from anywhere, you know, and still have cash on hand. It's important. You don't want to go all in. You do always want to keep a little bit of a cash reserve just in case something happens. You need to buy a washer, dryer, or something. You need some cash on hand. But yeah, I was all into the crypto. And then we have the DCA example bad. And these coins that are on here are ones that you see, you know, the kid who's fresh out of high school, who's running the YouTube channel, who's got, you know, 900,000 subscribers and is pushing, you know, Atari Coin. He's pushing Bittorrent Coin. He's pushing all of these things that no one's ever heard of, but they're only like a fraction of a penny to buy. So you can buy 10 million of them, right? Or they're pushing, you know, Shiba Inu or these ones that are very much. My screen just went out for some reason. These ones that are very much what we refer to as a meme coin. People are familiar with memes, you know, little funny pictures, internet pictures that people have. And that's their market. You know, Dogecoin is a meme coin by the actual creator who created it. He created it to be like an infinity coin where there was so many of them produced that they'd never be worth anything. And it was just to make fun of Bitcoin. It came out, you know, a year or two after Bitcoin did, and it was designed to make fun of it as being worthless internet money. And now people really like Doge. And Doge actually has turned out to not be that bad of investment. It made a lot of millionaires out of kids. But you can't expect that all of these meme coins are really going to go anywhere. There isn't that much room in the market for a meme token. There just isn't. You've got pretty much Dogecoin. However, you know, that being said, when the market is up, Bitcoin sort of drags everything with it. So here's the DCA example bad, and I started with $1,000. It's at $1,055 in 12 hours, essentially. 9 hours. 18 hours. And the DCA example good is only $10 more, right? Because the market is hot. The market is really hot, and everything is going up. And like I said, it's probably all because of Dogecoin. Because Dogecoin is kind of seen by investors as kind of a little bit more of a legitimate speculative token that you would buy in the short term and then get rid of it a week later after it goes up 5 or 10%, right? So yeah, my DCA example bad. I would bet Dogecoin is up 5.4%. Yeah, it is the leader. Atari is actually up 5% too. That's amazing. But that is the leader, is kind of what's holding the portfolio up. We'll look at this. And what we do here when you're in the coin stats is you create a custom portfolio or your manual portfolio when you create a new account. It says, what do you want to do? Do you want to hook up Coinbase to it? And you go, no. You don't want to hook up any portfolio. You don't want to hook up any of that stuff. You just create a manual thing. And then you add portfolios, right? I guess you can only do 2 because it's asking me for money. But you can do 2 or 3 and set it up, and then you pick your stuff. So in here, then once you have your blank portfolio, you go up here and you add a transaction, and it asks you what coin you want. So you want, put in something like Bitcoin. Almost every coin in existence comes up on this application, which is why I use it to keep track of my things instead of going off to 4 or 5 different exchanges to figure out what the price is on something, or to work things out. Right, I can just go open it up in here, and it's gonna have it. It's very, very convenient. But anyway, see, you can pick your whatever it is, and down here under the amount, it's not asking for a dollar amount. It's asking for the actual, however much of the coin that you want. So 1,000 Dogecoin, or 0.001 Bitcoin, whatever it is, and you put that in there, and it will calculate that for you and add everything all up. So if you want to get into Bitcoin, and however much you have, you play around with the numbers a bit until you find out how much you have to invest. In this one, in my $1,000 for dollar cost averaging, what we're doing here is we have Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink, and Engine Coin. I don't know why it says 4link. Interesting. Chainlink and Engine Coin. Bitcoin is an obvious one. Now, and here I initially started with $500, and I did that because you want to, a good rule of thumb, or the rule of thumb that I use, I don't follow it all the time, but if you're not just going to be a pure Bitcoin person, like if you're doing a retirement sort of a thing where you're taking your 401k savings or retirement savings and retirement assets and moving them into a crypto-oriented retirement thing, you would probably just do Bitcoin. You'd buy Bitcoin, hold on to it, and let it sit there like digital gold. Then, just Bitcoin. You don't have to worry about anything else. However, but if you want, some more exposure to the market and you want to be invested in different things, remember, Bitcoin is just Bitcoin, and it does one thing: the store of value. Digital gold, better than gold. All right. Decentralized currency. Although America says it's property, but whatever. Good enough. Other things on here have nothing to do with what Bitcoin does. I have Ethereum here. This is a very popular one, and this is the number 2 coin that really Bitcoin owns like 50% of the market share right now, and Ethereum probably owns the next 10 or 25%. Probably not even that much. I'd have to actually look it up. But it's Bitcoin and Ethereum. And then you have everybody else after that, right? And the reason that those are the two are worth so much is because they are that good. There's nothing that compares to Bitcoin at what it does. There's nothing. It is the best preservation of wealth that you can possibly own. Of course, that is my opinion, but it is also the opinion of all the big guys, like Goldman Sachs, Grayscale, BlackRock, individual companies like Tesla, Michael Saylor at MicroStrategy. So there's that. Now, when we talk about blockchain and cryptocurrency, cryptocurrency is just one aspect of blockchain. You also have what's like protocols, which is kind of like almost like the backbone or the network that these other currencies and these other things can ride on. And that is what Ethereum does. Ethereum really is not a currency. Okay? It's a sort of a blockchain protocol that can do many things. Things like smart contracts, things like NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens. Things like art would fall into that category, books would fall into that category, music that can be attached to the blockchain through NFTs, but they need a backbone and a system of communication so that all of these different blockchains and coins can talk to each other, and that is Ethereum currently. They're the only ones that are really live and actually operating and working and doing stuff. And Ethereum actually also just went through an upgrade that made the token deflationary. So that is going to increase the value of it, but I don't know that it necessarily needed to do that, but they did it. They're moving from a proof of work system to a proof of stake system. Is one of the reasons I don't personally like Ethereum. However, I am invested in it because it makes a lot of money. Okay, it's just that simple. If Bitcoin goes up by 50%, Ethereum will go up by 65%. Is sort of how it goes. Again, though, when Bitcoin falls, Ethereum will take a harder hit. It goes up higher, it falls down lower. That's typically what an altcoin will do. But of all the altcoins, the one that is doing something and actually worth something and is actually a good value is Ethereum. So we do have money in Ethereum here. And it looks like I put around $300 into Ethereum, so that's only $200 left. Okay. Good rule of thumb is if you're investing in multiple things, you want half of your stuff in Bitcoin, if not more than that. Because Bitcoin is tried and true, that will preserve your wealth, and it's very stable for a cryptocurrency. Okay. Crypto markets, as I'll keep saying, are very volatile, and you can't be afraid that when you wake up, the market's all in red and everything is down by 15%. Don't worry about it. Just look at the market tomorrow, okay? Because good chance it will be back up positive 5%, right? Crypto markets do that. The regular people who are used to stocks, they're like, yeah, hey, it went up by 1% today. Woohoo! You know, crypto is not like that. So let's look at the other things we have here. Chainlink is an Oracle system that, again, is similar to Ethereum, but it is a different sort of it's a different network for different types of projects. So anyone building anything on like an Oracle type system is going to be built is built on Chainlink, and Chainlink is actually being used. Okay, I'm a big one for things that, like, if you want safe things to invest in, they got to be being used, right? People have to actually be using them. And a lot of them aren't. Unfortunately, I would say 99% of the cryptocurrencies that are out there, people are not actually using, and they're very speculative. It doesn't mean they're not going to be used. Doesn't mean they're not great projects. It just means that it's too early in their development cycle to be put out there and people to actually start using them, right? Because the coins have to be developed to give people the Lego blocks, right? For people who want to build applications on the blockchain, they need to have something to work with. So that's where we're at with that. Chainlink is being used. I don't know how big Oracle networks are on blockchain, but a lot of people like Link. I'm an okay fan of it, and I have it, but you know, I think it's kind of temporary because I don't know what. I'm not familiar with the different sorts of things that are running on an Oracle network, but it's cheap. Everything is still kind of cheap in the grand scheme of things. We're still recovering from the big drop that we had in May 19th. The market took a really big hit. The altcoins took a bigger hit than Bitcoin did, and Bitcoin went down like 55, 60%. The altcoins 70%, right? So the value in these right now, as the market is going up, we're in continuation of the bull cycle here for a couple of months. So hopefully here these altcoins are going to pop, right? The market works in crypto where you sort of have your bull market where Bitcoin really kind of takes off and is the front leader. And then Bitcoin, I am gauging around 48,000, 49, 50,000, somewhere in that range. Bitcoin, I believe, is going to take a break, and altcoins will continue to go up. What you call it, kind of like an alt season, right? The crypto cycle has your main season and your alt season. And then I think the Bitcoin will continue on to go through the all-time highs and end up around 80,000 by the end of the year is my personal opinion on that. But I think it will take a breather in the late 40,000s here. It'll probably hit that by the end of the week. And then it'll probably sit there for a week before it continues on up. That's my ideas on that. My last $100 went to Engine Coin, which is $1.43 a piece. This is a typical one where if you don't have a whole lot of money, a lot of people invest in, something like Dogecoin because it's only 20 cents. It's like, well, I can buy a 0.00001 of a Bitcoin, or I could get 10,000 Doge, right? So obviously, we're going to go 10,000 Doge. As I say, often there's a pretty good reason why coins are cheap, right? It's not always because they're crap, but it is because a lot of times because there's trillions of coins out there. When you've got these things and people say like XRP is going to hit $1,000 or XRP is going to hit $500, or XRP in itself is not a terrible project in what it does. I personally don't like it, but when people say that coins like this are going to $500, is like you look at the total available coins and you multiply it by $500 and you understand that there is there's more money. The amount of money that would be invested into XRP at that point is more than the total amount of all resources on the planet at like $200 trillion. Because there's like 20 billion XRP. You take 20 billion times the price at $500 per coin, right? You got many, many trillions of dollars. The odds are it's not going that high, right? If it's more money than is available in the world, right? So, but in some cases they're cheap like that because they're, they do something different. They're not meant to be a currency. So in this case, Engine Coin is $1.43, and Engine Coin is not a currency. Engine Coin is a facilitator based on Ethereum. Again, everything kind of points back to Ethereum in a lot of these projects. Engine Coin is, I believe it has something to do with video games as well, where video games that are MMOs built on blockchain, where you can purchase things in video games for Engine Coin and bring them into other games, if that makes sense to people. That's all the rage in video games is microtransactions, where it's call it pay to win. You go on there, you play your little game, and like Farmville, it was pay to win. A lot of these little mobile apps, they're all pay to win. Microtransactions will get you for 25 cents here and 25 cents there. What Engine Coin has moved into now is they want to be the primary NFT, non-fungible token guys. So where you can mint something, you've got a little GIF piece of clip art that you want to mint and have as an NFT and sell that on the internet. Or it could be artwork, or it could be a song, or whatever it happens to be. That costs coins. There's a gas fee for that. And if you do that through Ethereum, your gas fee is like $40-50 to make your little NFT that you might sell for 50 cents, right? So that obviously is not a money-making process there. Or you're paying $50 to mint the thing through using Ethereum. So where Engine comes in is you mint it through Engine and you cut the cost down to, $1. I haven't minted one yet, so I'm not sure of the exact fees. But it is then based still on the Ethereum blockchain. You're just using a different protocol. And Engine is one of the ones that's really all that they kind of do on the blockchain. And NFTs are supremely popular right now. I don't know how much of this is like just overhyped FOMO, fear of missing out with the NFT market, but people like it. It's a good investment, and NFTs are not going anywhere because they're a very important part of smart contracts and things. And that smart contracts is a whole nother video. But those are the things that I am. If I were, going to drop $1,000, if I had today, and that's what I had to do, that is where it would go. Again, 50% Bitcoin, 25% Ethereum, And then whatever, you know, whatever for the other ones. I personally like, you know, Engine is a new one I picked up just a couple of weeks ago before I knew the prices were gonna. Once the market turned around, I'm like, oh, I better pick out some altcoins quick because, you know, I'll be priced out of them before too long. So Engine's a new one. That's kind of a roll of the dice for me, but, you know, I'm pretty confident in it. And Chainlink is one that I have owned in the past and haven't been that happy with, but a lot of people are very bullish on it. When something is bullish, it means they're buy, buy, buy. When people are bearish, it means, ooh, sell, sell, short the market. That's what those terms mean. And we'll see on Chainlink. This is one that I pick up because other people say that it's good. All right, so where we are with that. Full disclosure. Okay, now let's look at my DCA, bad. Dollar cost averaging, bad. Now remember, we're going to go through this and we're going to keep touching base on it pretty much every time I make a video, or once a week. We'll look and see how our dollar cost averaging portfolio is doing. And every week on Monday, we'll throw $100 in each one. As though like the dollar cost averaging, the idea is that you invest in something like Bitcoin. I would say just Bitcoin if you're new. And then every week or every month or just on a somewhat set schedule, you take the money that you can afford to spend and invest and put it in there. And it doesn't really matter what the price is. You just consistently do it. And if the market is high and you end up buying, you'll make up for it because eventually when you buy, the market will be low and everything averages out. Problem is when you wait for dips, sometimes you don't have a dip for a long time, right? You don't have a dip. You're waiting. There's people right now that are thinking that Bitcoin is going to dip after 40K or after 50K. And it's like, well, it might go down 5% from people taking profit, but that's not worth selling out. And thinking that it's going to go from 50K down to 30K again, that's just not going to happen. So you want to have your money in Bitcoin. Otherwise, you're going to price yourself out. If you think that it's going down and you sell your stuff, well, what if Bitcoin turns around and goes up 20%? Now you're buying back in and you're losing position. So the best, by far, this is demonstrably, provably true, is to just at a certain point in time, once a month, once a week, whatever, you're putting your amount of money that you can and investing it in what you want. Now, when you build up, you're invested in and you have a nice little nest egg and you're up on profit, you're like 300-400% up on profit. All right, now you can start looking at projects that if the price looks good in a project, you buy into stuff like that. But as far as a general rule of investing, and if you don't want to spend all day doing this and you don't really need to research anything, just take $100 every couple of weeks or month or whatever you can afford that's would go into your 401k or something, you know, just put it in a Bitcoin, right? Put it into a Bitcoin. Ethereum also is not bad. Ethereum's not going anywhere. Ethereum has competitors that are up and coming, but for right now, there's nobody else really in the space that is actively doing something. So yeah, Bitcoin, Ethereum. If you intend to just buy and hold, just do the Bitcoin. There's no reason to do anything else. As far as legislation goes and all that, I know there's the pothole legislation where, oh, it's infrastructure. We just happen to have all this crypto stuff and stuff for the Department of Defense, but we'll fix your roads. Yeah, right. With all of that, they always leave Bitcoin alone. And the big reason is Bitcoin does not have a company behind it. It has developers, sure, but they're not employed by anybody. They're just people who are doing it for the benefit of the blockchain. And as far as people worried about, well, they can change Bitcoin at any time. No, they can't. Okay, you got tens of thousands of people who mine Bitcoin, and they pretty well all have to agree to make changes to Bitcoin. It's never going to happen. And as far as people that are worried about hacks and worried about attacks like that, Bitcoin has been through all of that and always came out just fine. So that is your store of wealth. And if you're buying and holding, that is where you go. Because the people who are legislating right now have a stake in Bitcoin. Anybody who has any money, who is anybody, owns Bitcoin, right? They're not going to mess with their own stuff. Go Bitcoin. Ethereum is kind of another deal. When I do a video on Ethereum, we'll talk about that. A lot of those guys are invested in Ethereum too, which is why they kind of leave it alone. Yeah, a lot of these other ones though, like XRP is in trouble right now with the SEC in a big lawsuit. I'm sure XLM will be in there. And a lot of these, you know, meme coins and shitcoin stuff is going to end up having problems, right? So we're going to look at some of the dollar cost average example bad. And these are, again, are the coins that you'll see 20-year-old guys with all of their graphics on YouTube, you know, saying, oh, it's the greatest thing ever. And if you get in now, you blah, blah, you're guaranteed to quintuple your money in 5 minutes, right? And it's only going to cost you 5 cents. So just send your Bitcoin to this address and we'll match it, and all sorts of scams. There's lots and lots and lots and lots of scams, guys. You got to watch out. Watch out. And don't get involved in any of the stuff you never heard of that, you know, we'll take a look at this. Atari Coin. The price is what, 4 cents? Okay, probably one of the better ones. Everyone remembers the Atari 2600, right? Well, now they have a blockchain that does nothing. But it says Atari, right? So we invested apparently $40 into that at 4 cents a piece. Okay. Posh coin, right? Everybody wants to be posh. We got 1 million Posh coin. Looks like we spent around $100 on that. And that's a whopping 0.0001 of a dollar. So is that a tenth of a penny? It's a tenth of a penny right now, but I have high hopes for Posh coin. Very, very high hopes. Currently it's down though by 60 cents. Just Posh is having a bad day. Very bad day. But I do have 1 million Posh. So when Posh moons at a penny, I'm going to have like $10 million. Okay. Do you see how this works in the mind of young people and people who are new to things? Well, they're like, oh yeah, well, I'm getting in early. That's the reason that it's cheap. It's like, no, it's cheap because it's garbage. Garbage. But I'm a Posh millionaire. Next one here is one that people actually buy and they like. Xlm Stellar Lumens, which is the person who runs Stellar Lumens used to be the partner of Brad Garlinghouse and XRP. And XRP is an internet meme all its own. Everybody loves XRP. XRP to the moon. This is all the teenagers and all the young people are all sold on XRP and how wonderful it is. And it's honestly, it's just marketing. Personally believe that XRP pays a lot of these channels to push their coin. So Brad Garlinghouse, the guy who runs XRP, can sell it and line his pockets with cash. So much so that the SEC has not only sued XRP, SEC has sued Brad Garlinghouse personally for being a scumbag. And they're currently in litigation right now. So, you know, of course, these are all just allegations, but that's what it looked like to me when the SEC came after the likes of XRP. I don't think they're at XLM yet, as to why the SEC would be attacking them. And yeah, it's because they're a security and they're a pump and dump. And yeah, their product works, but anyways, XLM is going to be a popular one for internet people who say you got to be XLM is so undervalued at, what is it at, 28 cents? You know, and at 28 cents, it is undervalued. It probably will hit 50, 60 cents in the next couple of months. I'd almost guarantee that it will. This portfolio is going to do very good as long as we're in a bull market. Okay. It's probably going to be really close to the portfolio that I pick out as good sound stuff. But what's going to really show you guys is when the market is hit with some bad news. All right. And bad things do happen, and it affects the market. Nothing goes up forever. All right, so Bitcoin takes a hit by 10%. Well, then we'll see and compare what the portfolios are doing. And that's when you're going to see it, as in the bear market. It's not going to be in the bull market. Everything's going to go up. Everything is holding on to the Bitcoin pigtails, coattails, whatever. And that's how it is. Except Poshcoin. Poshcoin is doing its own thing. So on XLM, I got $70 of XLM, 28 cents a piece. This one here is Safe Moon. Everyone makes fun of like trying to be sarcastic with good investments, they bring in the moon coins. Anything moon. They're all pump and dump scams, they're all garbage. But Safe Moon, some people who don't know anything about the markets could get scammed into this stuff, all right? Safe Moon. I bought $20 of that, and this one is at, I don't even know the fraction. An eighth of a penny? Is that what that is? 0.0000205 of a penny. Safe Moon. I'm up by 7 cents today. Up by 7 cents. But I have 10 million coins. Right? So I'm a Safe Moon millionaire. Another one here, which may not be that bad I would say it's not a great investment, but it's something if you like the protocol, it does do something. And that is Bittorrent. People who are familiar with Bittorrent, probably a Gen Xer who knows about pirating music, right? Bittorrent blockchain and their protocol does much the same thing that the Bittorrent program does, in that you can share video and all of these things, and it's through a personal private computer not private, but through a computer network where it's decentralized. And there are actually several different companies that do this, but Bittorrent, from what I understand, is the best and at file sharing and things like that. And that's what the coin does. Why you need a coin to do that, I'm not sure. But there are some people who are bullish on this. And if you like Bittorrent and the service that it provides, like I'm invested in things that I know aren't going to be going anywhere, but you just want to be part of what they're doing. And if it goes up in value, then good. Basic Attention Token is one of them, where it has made me some money, but I like the Brave browser, and Basic Attention Token is part of that, so I buy it just kind of as a support. Of course, I'm not all in. I'm not all in bat. No, $100 or something maybe. Small amount. So BTT, I think I got $30 worth. So it's actually done pretty good. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I got $35. It's up 58 cents, 1%. I got 10,000 BTT at an average price of a third of a penny. Right, third of a penny. And we have the favorite here, XRP, which I was just talking about. I have 250 XRP for $200. And I did buy some XRP once. I bought it for like 18, 19 cents. And then I bought it again at like 27 cents. And got into it when it went up to 75 cents and sold it. So I did pretty good by XRP. But in looking at the what XRP has done over the years, it's really not much of anything. And then you look at how the structure of the company is, Brad Garlinghouse, and how they're sitting on. They created 20 billion coins, something to that effect, if not more, right? I'm just off. I think it's actually more than that, but we'll just say 20 billion. Brad Garlinghouse and his partners take 19 billion and put it in their pocket, and then they take 1 billion and then they sell the 1 billion to finance their company. Okay, that's called selling stocks, and that's a security. But everybody loves XRP because it's really very, 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 very fast. And it handles many, many transactions per second, and it's almost free. And the lie behind XRP is that it would be, it's going to be used by the the Federal Reserve banks, and it's going to be used by the IMF, and it's going to be used by all these big banks to make all these large transfers, money transfers over borders so you're not paying all the fees. And it's like, you're never going to do that. Why would the Federal Reserve not create their own coin? Why would they use XRP? That doesn't make any sense. So what XRP has done is they bought MoneyGram, and okay, so if you want to send money to Mexico and you're using MoneyGram, it's actually riding XRP. Okay, well, that's fine. That's a business use. But why use XRP when you could use anything else? There is nothing unique about what it does. And it relies on a accounting system, the ledger system that Ripple provides, right? The company. You need the ledger, otherwise XRP is just a token. It doesn't do anything. It's pretty much a pure security in my eyes. I know a lot of people will disagree with that, but the internet loves it. Oh man, if you're 21 years old and you have an internet YouTube channel, you are pumping XRP. XRP to the moon. XRP isn't going anywhere. If they have 20 billion coins out there, I mean, and the thing hit, and XRP hit like $10, you're pushing up would almost be worth like what Ethereum is worth. Or not Bitcoin, but like some of these actual tried and true blockchains. By 2030, XRP could be $5 maybe by 2030. If they keep printing money and it inflates enough. Okay. But in the short term, any of these, if you're only going to invest in them for like a month, sure. If you want to play gambling games and rolling the dice. But what I'm doing here is dollar cost averaging over a long term. And I'll show you how people are going to get wrecked and stuff like this. It's tempting though, because as I said, when things are really, really pumping, you're not going to see a difference between what's a shitcoin and what is actual digital gold. You're not going to see a difference because the shitcoins are going to go up by like 900%. And then you're going to go, well, Bitcoin only went up 50% and the shitcoin went up 900%. Obviously, if I only would have invested in baby Doge, why, I'd have XYZ amount more money, right? You got to get that thinking out of your head. If you want to gamble, casino's right up the road, right? So what's the next one we have here? We have 5 million Shiba Inu. That only cost $35, right? It only cost round about $35. It's up by $1.45, so people are really pushing it. They really like it. So what is the value of a Shiba Inu coin? One coin is 0.0000733. So is that like 1/100th, a fraction of it's 7/100ths of a penny is what each token is worth. But I've got 5 million of them, right? For $35. You see, you understand if you're young and you don't have a whole lot of money, why these things are very attractive to kids and to people who don't know any better and don't want to spend any time researching crypto. You take your $35, I'm going to buy my Shiba Inu. Why should I buy Bitcoin? I'm going to buy Shiba. And it's like, well, there are good cheap coins out there, but I don't think there's any good ones that are going to be 1/100th of a cent. Nothing. The last one on the list, which is actually a fairly good, I wouldn't say good. I'm not going to go that far. But people like it. And really, all that matters in the market is what do people like. It doesn't matter so much in the retail world if it's a good investment or not. It's more about marketing and if people like it. And people like Doge. Elon Musk likes Doge, and a lot of people like Elon Musk. So therefore, Doge that does nothing, admittedly does nothing. It has no developer. It just sits there. And the reason why Doge can never be worth anything is that something like 10 million coins are minted, Dogecoin are minted every day. It may even be 100 million. I don't know the exact numbers. It's a lot of coins though. Every single day. So if you own some Dogecoin that's 20 cents, people need to invest just to hold the 20 cents because every day it's inflating. Kind of like your Federal Reserve fiat money, right? They're just printing more and more and more and more. And that makes the value of what you have that much less. But people like it. If more, the only 2% of the people in the world are actually involved in crypto. So if it went up to 10% of the people of the world involved in crypto, then yeah, you've got enough people there to keep buying Doge to make it go up. Elon Musk has this thing where a lot of people follow him, a lot of young guys like him. People comment on him on Reddit. And if Elon Musk he tweets about cryptocurrency. If he tweets something about Doge, the price is going to go up by 20%. Okay? So if you get into Doge at a good price and just sit on it and wait for Elon Musk to tweet something, you can make some money on it. Long-term investment? No. But short-term gambling stuff? Yeah. So of all of them, this is probably the most legitimate. However, it is still a meme coin. It is still a shit coin. But if anybody that who says they bought crypto, they probably bought Doge. Someone who's never been into crypto and just all of a sudden ends up with Dogecoin because they heard about it from work or they heard about it from their friends or whatever, and they're on Robinhood app and they bought Doge. Robinhood made all of its money. Very new. Robinhood is an application that allows you to buy portions of stocks. Because before when you buy a stock, you have to buy the whole stock, right? You buy Tesla, you got to come up with $600. Buy Tesla. Well, Robinhood allowed you to buy a portion of Tesla with whatever money you had, and I don't think they had any fees. So I'm not sure exactly where their money was, but they also had cryptocurrencies on there, and they made, apparently all of their money last year was based on Dogecoin. Dogecoin went up to 75 cents. All of their money was based on trading Doge, and that was all, young people trading Doge who don't know anything about crypto. They just know they read about it on Reddit, and their friends got it, and then they're in. That's the thing, is like, that's how you take a worthless company like GameStop and AMC, and those are pumping too because of Reddit and people go behind it. But it's like, where is that going to be in 2 or 3 years? It's going to be nowhere, and the companies are going to be bankrupt. Where's Doge going to be? I don't know. I know where Bitcoin's going to be, though. Several $100,000. Why not go with the sure bet? So that is the portfolio. And like I said, right now we're 1,055 into the bad example of what to invest in cryptos and dollar cost averaging. And the good example is only $10 more, $11 more. It's a bull market right now, and everything is going to be dragged up with Bitcoin. We talk about things like you hear this a lot, okay? Such and such coin is so much better than Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is old, and Bitcoin is slow, and Bitcoin can't do this, and it can't do that. And, you're listening to is the people that don't know much about what they're talking about, okay? That's really is an ignorance problem. Between all of these coins that I have up, just the 4 coins that I have up on the screen, they all do completely different things. You can't even compare them to Bitcoin. Ethereum is not comparable to Bitcoin in any other metric than what it's valued at in Federal Reserve notes, because they're not the same thing. They do totally different things. You can't compare them. Chainlink and Ethereum could be somewhat comparable, but Chainlink does its own thing that Ethereum doesn't do. An Engine Coin does its own thing that Ethereum can do. So if anything, Engine and Ethereum are somewhat linked, but all these different coins, they all, I wouldn't say they all. I will say, you look at your top coins, your top 10 or your top 20 coins, most of them have carved out their own niche in the blockchain. And those are the ones that people are speculating on and running with. And we'll just look at it here. So just the first page here of Coinbase. Bitcoin, Ethereum are different things. Tether is a different thing. Binance Coin is a different thing. Cardano is kind of a competitor to Ethereum. XRP is its kind of own thing. Dogecoin is the meme coin. USD coin competes with Tether. And then Uniswap, which is its own thing. Okay. And then here we're getting into the trash kind of coins. Bitcoin Cash, don't invest in that. There are many, many reasons, but they get hacked a lot, and they're under 51% attack right now. And Bitcoin Cash is not Bitcoin. Not Bitcoin at all. Litecoin, Solana is its own thing. Anyways, the top coins here, they all do their own thing. XRP more or less just has a lot of hype behind it, but it kind of does its own thing. In what it does, and being a cross-border payment protocol that's lightning fast and is cheap, that is what it does. And other cryptos can do that too, but that is XRP's main thing. Okay. But all these other guys, they all do their own thing. Bitcoin is your supreme store of value. Ethereum is your backbone layer for digital smart contracts and NFTs, and a variety of different things. Whole bunch of different stuff. Tether is a stable coin to where if the market is really high, let's say Bitcoin's at $200,000 tomorrow, right? Something happened and the market is really high, and you want to protect your money, but you don't want to bring it into US dollar coin, or you don't want to bring it into fiat money. You want to keep it on the exchange. You would put it into a stable coin. That gives you instant access to your money. It's already sitting on the exchange, just waiting to be fired off into the things that you want. So you notice that something's going on with something you want to buy, but you don't want to pay the price. You don't want to pay the price it's going for yet. And you think it's going to go down in price. Well, you can put a buy order on the exchange and have your money sitting there ready to go, so that when the price that you're willing to pay is matched, that order gets filled, and then you hopefully get it at the price you want. So you use these stable coins that are designed to be 1-to-1 with the dollar, or whatever currency you have. I think everything's on a dollar with it, but whatever currency you happen to be using, it's pegged to a dollar. And if something runs really hot and you're afraid of it crashing, you can move some money out and put it into a stable coin and just have it sit there and see what happens in the market. Right? I've done that before. Bitcoin's crashed by like 20%. I've moved some off to stable coins. And it costs you money to do that, right, for the trading fees or whatever, but sometimes it's kind of worth it. And it's kind of worth having the dry powder, they call it, that you can fire off into investments when they go on sale. I look at it like when the market tanks, right? Crypto's on sale. That's how you have to look at it. Because right now, for probably the next 5 years, people should just really be accumulating. Okay? Accumulate Bitcoin. Accumulate the winners in the crypto market. And then, have some fun and play around with the other ones, right? You find a nice project here you like, invest a little money in it. You find something over there you like, invest a little money in it. They go up. You take your profits and roll them into Bitcoin. Yeah. So yeah, of the top coins, the only two that sort of do the same thing are Ethereum and Cardano, but Cardano, it's only worth $1.50 because Cardano's been going and going and going for 5 years and hasn't done anything yet. They still haven't. Nobody can use Cardano yet. Everybody loves it. It's cheaper than Ethereum, and it's more up to date, more better. Is that a thing? Is it more better? A lot of people say that it's more better Ethereum, but nobody's using it. They can't use it yet. But yet it's one of the top coins. So most of the coins that are going to be listed on here, 90% of them don't do anything, right? They're not a project. They're all speculations. The top coins, for the most part, with the exception of Cardano, are doing something. Cardano, at least if you buy it and you hold on to it, they'll give you 5% or 7% return on your Cardano. So a lot of people buy it and hold it. I have a small bit of that also, but I'm kind of probably going to get rid of it because it just sits there. But that's another tale for another time. Um, so, and going back to our application dealio here, and CoinStats doesn't pay me, right? Somebody else was talking about, I think it was Digital Asset News, Rob from Digital Asset News. This is what he used, and I thought, oh, that's kind of a good idea, and that looks pretty nice, and sure. So no one's paying me for this. You can find your own coin tracker app, I'm sure. This just happens to be the one that I'm using, and I can answer questions about how to use it, right? It's really what it is. So you go to CoinStats, use, an email. I don't think that it asks you to verify your email address or anything like that. So just use anything and create an account, and get yourself set up with, you're looking to invest. This is how much money you've got, and pick the things that you want to invest in, or you'd like to invest in, or keep an eye on, and set it up in a portfolio like this. So that way, every couple of days, you can look at it and see what it's doing and how well it's going. And after time, once you're in the market, after 6 months or a year, you'll be able to kind of have a feeling for where the market is going with your investment if you've held on to it that long. Like, you'll be able to understand what's probably going to happen with Bitcoin. Because you just get used to the market cycles. You get used to looking at the data coming in, and you're kind of like, yeah, probably a good time to maybe invest a little bit more. I think this is a low. Or you think, yeah, it's hitting some resistance, and maybe we'll see after the resistance is over, we'll see what to do with your money. It's another tool to use. And what I'll be doing on here again is investing $100 every Monday, and we'll see. We'll see how much these portfolios are going to deviate. Wouldn't that be funny if the bad example actually outdid the good stuff? It's possible. It's possible. And then the bear market comes, right? And then the bear market comes, and we'll see. So that's what we got. Next up, I think we're going to talk a little bit about the legislation in another video that we'll probably be doing today. Maybe talk about some Ethereum, maybe a little bit more about Bitcoin. Because Bitcoin, honestly, we could do a straight 10 videos on every little thing about Bitcoin. If there's any specific questions that people have regarding Bitcoin, Ethereum, or something about, dispelling the rumors. You hear a lot of rumors about why Bitcoin's bad and stuff like this. And now at what it does, it is the best thing in the world, and the best thing all in history as far as store of money. And in my opinion, that is a fact. Does that make any sense? Does that make any sense? I mean, the only other option is if we're in dystopian Mad Max future, right? Where it doesn't matter if you've got gold. Doesn't matter if you've got silver. We're in a Mad Max dystopian future, man. You need bullets and chickens. That's it. Right? We have to deal with what we have. We're in 2021. We have the internet. We've had the internet for 25, 30 years, okay? We have all these things. There's no reason to expect that all of that is going to go away or anything. So Bitcoin is the best and what you should be looking at. So with that, guys, we will be out of here.